Welcome to the fence project. This is what I've been working on since, I don't know what day it started, Saturday. Alright, let's see here. I'm not done, but I'll give you an idea of what's going on. The gate has to get put back up across here. This divides our upper pasture with our lower pasture. Anyway, it's going to be a lot of zinging and zooming because I got to pan around. Okay, this is the fence we just put up. It goes down to the corner. You can't see it through the shrubbery, but it runs all along this creek. Keeps going and going and going and going all the way to the backwoods way back there. And then it goes, then there's other fence that goes across that big tree line back there. You can kind of pick out the shine on the four-wheeler back there. That's about 3/4 to the corner. And then it comes down this side. You got to look beyond this fencing here. It goes where that tree line is over there and ends there. The goal is to take down, well, you can see that I've taken this whole fence line down. This is 220 feet by 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. I think by 50 where it cuts off in midsection. I think we set them roughly 10 feet apart. And then all these T-posts, those have to come down. I've already taken the fence off of it. The hot wire, which is the electric fence that you see on this end post here, upper and lower lines, that all has to come down. When I get done with the fencing project, then I have to replace this fence here. This is the the sheep fence. This stuff is, it's not cheap to buy, but it's cheaply made. It's called welded wire, and it pretty much breaks apart when things hit it. This hard fencing here is called a cattle panel or a hog panel, and this fencing over here is called field fencing or a woven wire. It has a lot of flexibility in it. I chose to put this fencing here, and then that hot wire, that's all got to come down. It's got to be reset, but that was existing beforehand. It all has to be put back together. But I chose to put this wiggly fence here because if something gets out, sheep or goats or cow or something, then they're still in my pasture, and the creek should pretty much stop them. They won't really want to go through it, maybe the cow, but. And then in the back, that way back there, we're going to keep walking now. The far back is all done with the hog panels or the cattle panel, because that stuff's the strongest, and if something busts out back there, they're not on my property anymore, and then I have to chase them around the county. And the least durable fence is the welded wire, which is actually made for sheep and goats, but it's funny because they're the ones that wreck it the most. Yeah, look at all these T-posts I get to pull out. Oh, and the gate and the wood posts and just goes on and on and on and on. No small feet. Each one is about 2 feet in the ground. And there's some end posts, support posts from the old pasture. Down at the bottom I get to yank too. Anyway, walking, ducking. So, yeah, so the welded wire will go, hi ducks, will go along this whole line. And you can see that they do end up busting it apart. And then this is my quick fix. I'll take pieces of cattle panel and lay it up against the part where they've busted holes in it with their horns and everything. Right now I'm standing in the old goat pasture. They have the nicest grass because for some reason they don't like grass. They want all the shrubs and brush and weeds, and then this is, now I'm entering, now you see the shiny grass. This is the steer pasture that I'm standing in. It kind of makes an L in between the sheep pasture, which is the grazed down, and the goat pasture, which is right here. So you've seen some other videos where the steers will run back and forth, but this is where they're at. This is where I want the chainsaw. I want to trim up all these half-eaten pine trees so they don't have all these little bristles sticking off them. But, so this is what I had to do this morning. Oh, I'm all sniffly. Now, the fence is used, so it's not in the greatest condition because, you know, it is our fence and we've used it before, so it's got a couple good busts in it that I gotta repair, like right here. But way down at the end of this area is 400 and some feet long, we'll walk down there. Oh, this is a T-post pounder. I pounded in every one of these T-posts every 10 feet with this lovely steel device that goes on top of the post, and you whack the post into the ground. No small feat. Gets kind of heavy after about 10-15 posts, almost to the end. But anyway, this is the horse pasture out here, and they're so wasteful. All these high spots that you see these really low graze spots, and then you see these really tall spots. The tall spots are actually almost waist high on me. Those are their toilets. They don't eat where they go to the bathroom. It's a natural parasite control, so they just seem to have a lot of toilets out here, and so I'm still feeding them a lot of hay when they should technically be eating all this lush grass. So I'm going to put the sheep and goats out here, and they'll be able to clean all this up, no problem. Here, look, another. I want the chainsaw to get rid of all this spiky, poke your eye out pine tree branches. Alright. I still have another, I'm gonna guess about 40 feet to the corner. But this is where I'm at. Got the four-wheeler hooked up to, this is a fence puller that we got from some friends of ours a couple years back. And it's really taut. This is a tow strap for towing whatever. What I do is I hook it up by, oh, I can't see anything. I screw this on, see, bolt it on the fence, and then, yeah, I mean, you can bounce a quarter off of it. And then I give it a pull with the four-wheeler, which pulling this many hundreds of feet is no small trick, because friction, it doesn't want to pull when it's pulling across the ground, or, you know, gets hung up in these scrubby branches. But now what I'll do is I'll go back down to the other end, leave this here set up. I'll go down to the other end and I'll start wiring the fence on again. There will be 3 wires to each post, and yeah, there's the end of the fence. It's nice out here. It's all quiet except for the neighbors' roosters. But yeah, I'm excited to put the animals out here. I think that they'll really like it. I feel kind of bad. They've been on dry lot now for the past 3 days while I've been working on this. But I'm excited to see them on this kind of space. And I'm curious to see how all 3 species will interact together between the sheep, the goats, and the steer. I'm worried that the steer is going to be, well, a steer, and either chase them around or try to ride them or something. I'm worried that my big 300-pound sheep are going to bash the baby goats, and so yeah, we'll see. That will be another adventure. But anyway, bye for now. I got to get this fence wired on. Bye-bye. Oh yeah, before I go, the perils of doing fence work. Yeah, I didn't notice that until I got in the house. Lucky me. Talk to you later. Bye.